On to Capitol Hill corruption, take a listen to this.
With all due respect, since I don't have counsel to advise me, I'm going to have to excuse myself from these proceedings.
That was Charlie Rangel today walking out of his own ethics trial, claiming he's been denied representation. What the heck is going on? Can we say corruption? Radio talk show host Mr. Mark Levine joins us from D.C. Mark, first he said he couldn't afford lawyers. I think he spent $1 million already on lawyers. Then he said he couldn't afford them, so he walked out. And now he's complaining he doesn't get representation. I'm confused. Help me out.
Well, I think, first of all, his lawyers are charging way too much. I mean, the things that Charlie Rangel is accused of doing are fairly common things that Americans do all the time, things like forgetting to put something on your taxes. And, of course, he went, and that was wrong, and he paid him back with penalties and interest. The other things he's doing are things that the Republicans allowed at all times when they were in control of the House. But I know the Democrats have stricter rules. I think he should abide by those rules, and I think he should be reprimanded or something like that.
Mark, you're cutting him slack. You're saying, like, oh, it happens all the time. Here's a man who wrote tax code who couldn't figure out his own taxes. He cheated the taxpayer. He cheated the government, and he writes the laws himself.
Well, to say he cheated the taxpayer, let's recall he not only paid back the money he owed, but with penalties and interest. So the taxpayer is richer because he made the mistake. He was wrong.
The rules, his own rules.
He was wrong, and he should be punished, and he has been punished. The Democrats have actually punished him quite severely. They have removed him as chairman of the Ways and Means Committee.
That's
pretty strong punishment.
That's
I
punishment.
would love if the Republicans would do the same for the new Speaker of the House.
I'm not sure about you, but if I don't pay my taxes, there's a good chance, if it's as egregious as this sounds, I might not only get fines, I might go to jail for that.
It's not true, Eric. You know the way the tax code works. If it's
I do know the way it works.
And it's intentional, you can go to jail. There's absolutely no evidence that I've seen from anyone to show that what Charlie Rangel did was intentional.
All right.
He forgot to declare some property. It was a relatively minor thing, and he paid his interest and penalty.
Hold on. I got to bring Bo in here. How do you forget?
You know what? I've been involved with the IRS before. First of all, he's in a position where he knows the tax code. There's a thing called tax evasion when you don't pay your taxes. It is borderline on criminality. That means if I go to the bank and I stick up a bank and then they get me, I'll give the money back. It's over. That's nonsense.
You know
what? And you want to know something? This borderlines on criminal activity. And if it was somebody else, if it was Bo Dietl or if it was Eric Bolin, they would possibly be prosecuted for that.
No, you know what? If it was you, your tax attorney would have said, you know what? You forgot to declare this. You can declare. You can declare.
You forgot, Ellen. Think about how ridiculous it is. You forgot. You write the law. You make the laws up. Your committee puts a stamp on it.
It's not like he made hundreds of thousands of dollars. He didn't take depreciation. He probably could have taken that.
Ellen.
It is just as the most Trump joke.
Ellen, I love you, but Ellen, you live in Disney World.
No, I don't.
You.
I live in the real world.
Go ahead, Joel.
How many foreign properties do you own, Ellen? Because, I mean, it's not like you're sort of forgetting, for example, maybe, I don't know, an extra piece of property or jewelry if you're Bo Dietl, right? I mean, this is like a serious thing. How do you forget that?
Really serious.
It was a few hundred bucks.
Hold on, Mark. Income from townhomes. He's supposed to state his assets and his net worth. He forgot to do that as well. There are 13 counts. We're going to find out very shortly how many they find him guilty of. This could be big stuff, Levine.
Oh, please.
Listen, if it's criminal, prosecute him. I'm all for it. DA, make your case, prosecute him. We'll see what the evidence shows. I think he did do wrong. I think he should be punished. I think he has been punished. But let's recall what the Republicans are doing, right? Speaker John Boehner is someone who paid bribes on the House floor, paying members to vote for a tobacco bill. I would just ask the Republicans to have the same ethics that Democrats
He's not under
do.
13 investigation.
I know, but he should be.
It's Charlie Rangel and Maxine Waters. Go ahead, Bo.
You know what? Honestly, Mark, I totally disagree with you in the facts that he is held when you're an elected official. You're a higher standard, and he was the head
go after
of
Boehner
the committee.
too.
So he wasn't that he was a person. If it was a person that was not in this field and he didn't have the knowledge of it, that's naiveness. This is not naiveness. This is direct evasion.
Ellen, what if Tony Hayward from BP said, you know, I really didn't know that this was dangerous to be drilling in 5,000 feet of water and that something like this could happen. Would you cut him slack for that?
Well, I would not cut him slack, but the point is,
him to know that.
Wait a second. But we are talking about an apartment that actually, if you look at the amount of money and you look at the things that he could have taken off in terms of rental, depreciation, et cetera, I'm sorry.
It's one
just
issue.
The most
how about the letterhead? How about using money to name a building after himself that goes on?
No, there's a lot more.
How about using a leadership PAC? How about using a leadership PAC to pay for your legal expenses, which is why he's claiming he doesn't have representation now, because they won't let him fund it the way he wants to.
Do you know when you sign your tax returns, that's your income? Now, if you made income outside of this country and you sign that tax, that's tax evasion. If you didn't make income or not.
I am well aware of what it is, but I am saying that if he forgot, and if
he
forgot,
how many places does he own, dear?
Let's assume he didn't forget, and let's assume he claimed it. He probably would have been able to claim depreciation, and probably the government would have owed him money.
I didn't have to rob that bank.
Eric,
I didn't have to rob that
bank
bank today. I found out I had more money in my account. I didn't have to rob that bank today, but I robbed the bank.
Oh, stop. Mark Levine, we're going to say thank you. Up next.